Hey guys, Steve here. So, yeah, I missed a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's sister location updates. From the get back on your stage now control switch to the hilarious fake out of canceling due to leaks. Yeah, I missed quite a bit. However, I'll talk about the most recent update. The game will be released on October 7th, 2016. Anyway, in the meantime, I'm going to do something I'd never done before. I'm going to review Five Nights at Freddy's The Fan Film by Liam Gartland Eamon. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. But anyway, this is probably one of the best fan films I have ever seen. So, what's the story? Well, it goes like this. I'm just going to read you the summary in the description. A young man named Mike Schmidt loses his little brother to the clutches of an evil force. Desperate to know more about what happened, he finds that his only link to discovering the truth is working the night shift at the infamous Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where, of course, 4 deadly animatronics await him. Will he survive the night shift? Oh, what do you think? Okay, before we continue, I'm just going to declare there are major spoilers ahead, so if you have not seen the movie yet, go watch it. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out. Just watch the full movie, and then come back to this video. We good? Alright, on to the review. As I mentioned before, this is my favorite of the Five Nights at Freddy's fan films. Of course, this is not the first Five Nights at Freddy's fan film to exist. There are many Five Nights at Freddy's fan films on YouTube, but this is the one that I've enjoyed the most. Also, this is not my vision of the Five Nights at Freddy's story. I mean, everybody has their own vision. This is just this one guy's vision. And in my opinion, his film showcases it really, really well. Alright, let's talk about the characters. As I mentioned, the story is up to interpretation, and that means all the characters are also up for interpretation. And in this film, Mike Schmidt is portrayed really well. I really felt bad for him when his son went missing, and I really wanted him to find out what happened. And Jeremy Fitzgerald, despite only being in the movie for a few minutes, was also pretty interesting. I'll be honest, I was really caught off guard when Purple Guy killed him off. Speaking of Purple Guy, his redesign was actually pretty cool and pretty terrifying. Also, in the upcoming sequel, yes, they announced they're making a sequel, I hope they reveal more about Mike's friend, who constantly talks to him over the phone throughout the movie. Alright, let's talk about what everybody wants to hear about. The animatronics themselves. Everybody from Five Nights at Freddy's 1, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, is here in this fan film, out to grab Mikey Wakey and stuff him into a Freddy Fazbear suit. Now, while the suits do look a bit goofy, they still do create an atmosphere and build-up like they should. Now, in other fan films I've seen, people normally use like Source Filmmaker for the animatronics, but in this fan film, they actually do them practically with costumes, and that I really liked. And, in my opinion, the fight scene between Mike and the animatronics toward the end was definitely the highlight of the fan film. Now, I'll admit, in my personal vision of the animatronics, they're much bigger, tougher, and harder to take down, but this scene is still entertaining nonetheless. Also, I really like in this fan film that Mike doesn't use the office doors just to seal himself in. He actually seals the other animatronics in not once, but twice! Wow, this Mike Schmidt is really, really clever. Alright, I'm now going to give away the Purple Man's backstory as well as the ending. So, again, if you do not want to be spoiled, stop the video here. Alright, so all the animatronics except for Freddy are destroyed, while Freddy is stuck in the security office, and Mike Schmidt is held captive by Purple Guy. Then Purple Guy takes off his mask and reveals his backstory. He reveals himself as the son of Mrs. Scott, whom Mike Schmidt interviewed earlier. Turns out, she was the victim of the bite of 87. Purple Guy then explains why he's been picking off security guards ever since that year.
It wouldn't have happened if the security guard who was there did his job. He was sleeping on the job, you idiot! Normally, the security guard is supposed to prevent stuff like this from happening. But this guy, he decided to catch up on some sleep at the expense of my mother's frontal lobe.
Well, how is that my fault?
Don't you know what it's like to know that it's the fault of one person that something truly horrible happened?
Yes, actually.
Oh, yes. That's the whole reason you've been searching for me, isn't it? Because you couldn't keep your eye on your brother for 5 minutes. You're the one who's to blame for this.
After that speech, Purple Guy then reveals Mike's quote-unquote grave, the Springtrap suit. But before he can stuff him into it...
Here I come to save the day!
Purple Guy then lops off the king's head, and then... the spirits come out.
Stay back. Get away from me.
After all that, Mike Schmidt gets out safely. He throws down his hat, and that's the end. Overall, Five Nights at Freddy's the fan film, I still stand by as the best fan film I've ever seen. My only flaw with the movie is that the climax with Purple Guy was disorienting. I couldn't really tell which room it was in. But, to be fair, they were on a low budget, so they had to shoot with what they had. But nevertheless, this was still a great fan film, and I highly recommend you check it out. It's in the link in the description if you want to check it out. Overall, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. One of the best fan films I've seen. By the way, this fan film actually inspired me to write a Five Nights at Freddy's story of my own. The link to it on the fanfiction website will also be in the description. Anyway, I gotta get going. If you want to see more content from me, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.